One.
Hey there guys, we were finished the story about there. Someone asked me a comment, how did you know Lee Duffy broke one of the guys' jaws, Benny McDevitt? I'll tell you how I knew. I lived in Bedsall Road, Emma can verify it, she used to come see me all the time there. Bedsall Road was near the railway station in Redcar. I lived there for about 6, 7, 8 years. So when you crossed over the bridge to the side, Benny's house was there. I used to be at his house all the time. We worked the doors for 20 odd years. So that's how I know and how we went to, how Lee went to jail and everything. So we're going on about where Lee goes to jail after the fight. That's the first time I ever heard Lee Duffy's name. I was coming down with a lad called George Fawcett. We're walking down the town and we had our kit bag on, and it was like a Sunday afternoon. We were coming down and there was Craig Howard, first time I'd seen him. There was Dave Williams, whose dad used to own the gym, Olympia Gym, was the first big gym in Redcar, well, in England really, one of the biggest, like the American gyms. He bought Tom Platts and all them type of bodybuilders at Bertel Fox. Loads of top Timber, Belknap, all them type of top bodybuilders come. So anyway, we're talking to them at the garage, and then Stewie, the big Stewie, what did he call his second name?
Oh, Somerville.
Somerville, like Stewie Somerville, him and us. And there was big Charlie Chandler. Charlie was there anyway. Well, he was at it last night. Now, where they were at, the train station, where it's at, what was that big, the bike shop?
Yeah.
The big bike shop there, and then there was a taxi around one of them.
Motorbike, yeah.
Yeah, and so there was a motorbike shop. So Craig and Dave Williams are buying them motorbikes. They're really good on the bikes, really, really good. So they're telling us, oh, that Duffy's at it again. He said he's getting some name for a young lad. So it must have been about 21, 22, like. I was exactly the same age, but a little bit younger. So I heard the name of Lee Duffy. That was the very first time I ever heard Lee Duffy. So 35 years or something, wasn't it, or more. So anyway, Lee gets remanded and he goes in jail. Now he goes into the jail. Paul Sykes is in Durham. Now Paul Sykes was a good boxer. I'm not going to lie, he wasn't. He fought for the British heavyweight title, but he was a coward. He turned his back on John L. Gardner and gave up in the ring. And my mate Chino had £10,000 on him that night to win, and he turned his back, so everyone called him a bit of a coward after that. The next fight he got beat the first round, he got knocked out. So anyway, he's in Durham, Sykes, and he's on the wing. Now I was in Durham, and they'd gone, Lee and them, but I come in about 3 weeks after. So what happened, Lee Duffy was in there for the assault on Bernie. He got remanded, because that was our local prison, Durham from Middlesbrough. So he's in there, but Sykes has been there for a while. So Sykes is like the king of the jail type of thing, but he's the rapist of the jail, paedophile, absolute horrific. So what he used to do, when you were young, Paddy Maloney will tell you the story because he knows about YPs, because he used to go, what happens when you're a YP, Emma, you had to go to the big jail first to get allocated to a borstal. So you might be in the big jail for like a couple of weeks, you might be in 6 weeks, so they see what you like. They'll send you more tips, send it with the naughty boss, they'll send him to somebody he'll learn. So there'll be different bosses with different kids, so they put you in the big jail, give you a scare, and you have to wait to go to the next, to go to the little jail, you know. So it was just the policy. So anyway, when Sykes was in there, he was going on the YP wing, because he was a cleaner, and doing cleaning up and that, and washing them up on the floors and that. He used to fucking get in the pad, punch the kid in the face, bang him down, and rape them from behind. Obviously, disgusting. And he was doing this all the time, and sometimes he'd give the kid £1 tobacco. Now when me and Emma were at the snooker centre in Bishop Auckland, there was a lad there when Emma tells the story about, he said he raped my brothers, like my nephew, he raped him, and he tried to kill himself in the jail through him, tried to hang himself through Sykes. And then another kid put his hand, when the so-called person was talking about Sykes, he went boo, all the crowd started booing at him and said, fuck off, he's a fucking rapist, he's a rapist. So no one liked him. So when he was in there, he used to either batter them or rape them, and then he'd give them £1 tobacco and say, keep your mouth fucking shut, you'll get it again. But the screws were really frightened of him. So the screws used to say, when they're coming in, yo, any fucking carry on, you go in Paul Sykes' pad with him, you get padded up with him. So he was like the bogeyman to them, but the screws were scared of him. So anyway, Lee Duffy comes on the fucking wing, 20 odd year old, 21, 22. Lee's walking through there, Cockerill off, he didn't give a fuck, massively at that age, monster. So the kid, he gets on the wing, Sykes is in a visit. Next minute, Lee's talking to the lads, went, oh, he's raping the lads and all that, Lee, and none of us dare come out. So what the kids were doing then, when you got association, man, you get an hour, you can go and phone your family, you can play a game of pool or something, or you can play a bit of table tennis or walk around the yard for an hour, it's your choice. So they'll open your door. He used to get in the door straight away. hold them in there and keep them in there for the full hour and do all sorts to the young kids. Fucking vile he was. A lot of kids were begging to get off the wing, but they couldn't because it was the way it was. There's all the screws were all ex-army, so it was like a nightmare. You know, it was the 80s. So Lee's come in. They're all telling Lee went. He's like fucking disgusted, Lee Duffy. So anyway, he said, "Stay near me." So anyway, he's walking through Lee. I think he was going to get maybe. Sometimes you get like you go in and you have to probably write everything down. You get new clothes and stuff. So he was going through. Sykes is coming off a visit. Now the wings, B wing it was quite big. And I remember the screw telling me he was in his 50s. He used to have a little pipe, and he used to get a little penknife out and clean it and tap it in the bin when we was talking to him. And he was in Durham. He was a nice bloke, and he was telling me all about the Sykes. He said, "Oh, it was horrific." So I'll tell you what happened anyway. So Lee's walking down, like, you know, Lee, he's like fucking captain, like cool. Like, no, John Travolta walked in, the thing that was Lee, like a spring on his face, like a cat. Get a bit emotional now. So Lee's going to look after the kids. So anyway, so he says, Sykes is going through. Like, look at everyone like that, fucking horrible, ugly fucker he was. So and then Duffy went to him, "Oh, yo, Sykes, nonce." Sykes went, "Oh, you talk now? I'm fucking talking to you," he said. You never ever shouted, Lee. It's the first time I ever heard him shout, ever heard anyone say he shouted. Get it on now, me and you, fucking get it on, you fucking dirty rapist. Going to hear any of these fucking kids, I'm a kid, come and fucking rape me. Come and rape me, you dirty bastard, Sykes, you fucking nonce. I know all about you from Armley, you were doing it in Armley when you had all the kids, you fucking dirty bastard. So he's screaming at him, calling him a paedophile, nonsense, everything. So there's 3 screws taking him through. Took 2 at first, then 1 comes, there's 3. This is the old man, the old screw took him. They were sort of Sykes, there was 9 with Lee. 9 of them surrounded Lee Duffy. And Sykes went like that, put his head down. He froze, just like when he turned his back on the John L. Gardner. His ass completely went. And anyway, after that, Lee was in there and he was a king. They're all coming, Lee. And so all of a sudden, everyone was behind the doors, you see. And all the doors were going, "Lee Duffy, Lee Duffy, Lee Duffy." And they're all shouting like that on the doors. All the whole place went up. All the kids are screaming like because of Lee like that to protect him. Going to hear any of the borough lads or any of these fucking kids, you fucking out, you have to come through me, he shouted. So Sykes kept out the way. They kept Sykes in one part of the jail and put Lee on the other. But the whole jail was banging on the doors because they were, especially all the kids. So when Lee walked around the yard, all the kids were walking on the yard. Because he was like that, he loved young lads, he always used to look after them, you know, every jail he went to. So anyway, I came in Lee got shipped out after about a week. They shipped him out, it was too much for the screws, so they shipped him, I think, back to Armley. He went back to Armley, something like that. So anyway, I'll tell you that story, what happened there as well. So Sykes is in there. So Sykes could have a fight, there's no doubt about it, you know what I mean? But doing that to people, and he was known for this trick. When he was having sex with these, it's fucking horrible. When he was having sex with these kids and that, he used to get a page 3 paper, like the Sun or whatever, Daily Mirror, and you have a page 3 girl in it. He used to take it out, put it on the back of them when he knocked the young lads out, and have sex with them behind and look at the page 3 girls if he was having sex with a girl. That's how vulgar and disgusting he was. So yeah, that was Paul Sykes. But what happened, he was in his pads and went out there, exercise, because then there used to be a boxing bag down the gym. Viv Rim had been on the bag and Kevin Howard had been on the bag. Loads of people. It was a big black bag. You could train the weights. So Sykes said he had the record in there, 250 pound squat. I was doing 310 pound warm up. You know what I mean? I did over 700 pound squat in there. So anyway, I'm in there, and the lads to tell me the story of it. So Sykes, he said, what happened is we were on the yard. Teddy Dick was in with us at the time. We were on the yard, and these screws will normally get you in these wrist locks. So one gets you there on your wrist, one gets the back of your arm. So there's 2 on there, 2 on that arm, and then they'll get your head and push you down. So if you get frog march down, it's called. So they're dragging them off the sort of late fucking scene up to me. So some of the kids say, "You never done that to Sykes, did you?" When he fucking knocked you out. So what happened is, Sykes got called out of his pad. He went down and he was boxing, pro boxer, fought for the British heavyweight title. Next minute he's there. They went, "I went Sykes back." He went, "Wait a minute, you were 10 minutes late bringing me." He was in his right. He was 10 minutes late bringing me. He said, "Oh, we can't fucking wait for you. There's over 1,000 people in this prison." He says, "Come on, get back." So anyway, fucking screw grabbed him, went bang, hit the screw. And the little screw come left hook to the other one, then hit the other one, knocked all 3 of them out and broke every one of their jaws, and he got a massive jail sentence for that. They shipped him out again to another jail. I think he did about 22 years in jail. So Yeah, so that's another story. But I've got another 3 or 4 stories about him, so I'll keep you in the loop, guys. We'll keep watching. But Lee Duffy, yeah, the hero again for all them young lads. Cheers, guys.